Hey everybody, welcome to the Cyber Monday show. We have an absolute banger in store. Let's get Mike Padrick. Sir, how's it going?
What's up? It's going great. How you guys doing?
So good, so good. Sir, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm so
Of
happy to
course.
have you on. This is going to be a blast.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
So I've seen you on, you were on the Hacker Factory, you were
Mhm.
on the Cyber Warrior show. You've been out. People are getting to know you. But for those that haven't been able to get to meet you yet, do you mind kind of introducing yourself, walking through your story so far? Because I mean, your story is awesome.
Yeah. So, the long and the short of it, I can go as detailed as you guys want later on, but quick summary is I was I worked at an amusement park. I was the annoying guy at the front that used to take pictures of you, get in front of your face.
Oh,
Hey, do you want a picture? Click. No. Oh, well, too late. I would I went from there to teaching martial arts. I taught Taekwondo and Hapkido for about 2 years. I had done it for 20 years at that point, taught for two. Um, and then I went on and started cleaning pools. Like everything was just a natural transition, right? An obvious next step. So I went from cleaning pools to now being a pen tester. Again, just the most natural thing you could think of. So
just
that's about it.
just such a natural progression. I mean, literally, like if anybody in the chat literally is like they flow into each other just like water.
Perfect. Yep.
they
Perfect.
always say, do you need to know how to code to get into cybersecurity, or do you need certifications? What they really need to start asking is, do you need to know how to start a roller coaster? You know,
Do you know how to clean a pool? Because
Yeah.
if you don't, you're never going to be a pen tester.
Do you know
at
the
Never
all.
gonna
proper
happen.
amount of chlorine to put into a pool of, a specific size? If you don't, sorry, not gonna
Well,
happen.
is it 10,000 gallons? That's 1 gallon of chlorine to bring it up 10 parts per million. You got a 15,000 gallon pool, 1.5 gallons. You got an extra half gallon to put off till you put in for the like halfway through the week.
All right, we all gonna be hackers now.
I has math problems.
So,
So hold on before we start this entire thing, because I'm sure there's at least one person in the chat that's watching this or will watch this later on that is going to be very upset if somebody does not ask this question. This might
what's
not
up?
be too like, I don't want to say it's NSFW, but okay, so we all know pool boys.
Oh God.
You knew it was coming.
As
Have
soon as
you
you
ever
said
had an
that,
instance?
I actually had to think about it. You said we all know, and I'm like, well, shoot, I don't.
as soon as you said pool boy, I was like, here we go.
I had to. It wasn't
Yes,
there.
I had a few instances where these retired women, 70s, 80s, would try to hit on
Ooh.
me while I'm in my early 20s, 22, 23 years old. And I have never been more uncomfortable in my life because they're aggressive. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, you're a hacker now.
I'm a hacker now.
How's that? So you know what? I'm so interested to know. What inspired that interest. What got you from? Well, not only from like one discipline to teaching taekwondo to cleaning pools and all that, because that's kind of a jump. But from all those to cybersecurity, like
Mhm.
how did you get motivated to jump into that?
So it kind of goes to my background where I have always wanted to defend. I've always been someone who's wanted to protect. That's just been my natural demeanor my entire life, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to join the military. Long story short, that didn't happen. I wanted to join the police force. They said I was too conscientious, which was an actual reason why they kicked me out. Does it make sense? But there you go. My wife was happy, but whatever. Um, so
I don't know how I
I had
feel
always,
about that, but yeah, okay, sorry.
well, right? No, that doesn't make any sense. But there you go. That's the LA County Sheriff's Department kicked me out of the program because I was too conscientious. I don't, I don't get it. But whatever, we'll move. I'm past it. I'm not bitter. So,
No pen test for them.
right. So, so obviously, I started cleaning pools. My dad had cleaned pools since '86. It was something that I knew, and it was a good backup. And then he passed away, coming up on 8 years now.
Oh,
and
wow.
I just kind of kept cleaning pools and didn't really know what else to do. My daughter was about a year old, almost just shy of a year old, and I came home. This had to have been at least 1,000th time my wife heard me just complaining and just being angry and miserable. My feet hurt, my back hurts. I've been out for 12 hours. I've been out for however long. I smell. I got chlorine on me again. I got acid on me again. I got another client, cussing me out for something that isn't my fault. It's always the pool guy's fault. And my wife, like I came in the door and my wife stopped me before I said a word because she knows my face. And she goes, "You're done. Stop talking." I didn't even say hello. I don't care. Don't talk. Right? What's going on? She goes, "Change your career or find someone else to complain to. Those are your options." I took a shower, realized she was right. Went, grabbed my daughter. I'm holding on to my daughter and I look her in the face. She's passed out in my arms. She's, I don't think, 8 months old at this point. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. My wife needs a husband who loves what he does, who's happy to exist. I hated everything. I was miserable all the time. My daughter needs a father who is able to play with her when he gets home from work. I was so tired when I got home from work. I couldn't even stand up. Right? Sometimes I'd fall asleep before I even get into the shower. Like it got that bad. My son, I met my son when he was 8. He just turned 17 on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
My son needs a father who can play with him too. He's 17. He more wants to play Rocket League with me now, and I could do that before too. But yeah, but
Rocket League.
but still, I mean that was kind of it. That was kind of the catalyst. And so I kind of took my love of computers mixed with my desire to defend people, and I wonder if there's something out there, kind of like a security aspect for the cyber world. And so I looked it up. I looked up IT and defense because I didn't know cybersecurity even existed at this point. This is like, I don't know, October or summer of 2017. Okay. And so I look it up, and sure enough, cybersecurity is a thing. Like, sweet. So I'm looking at different schools because I know if it's got to do with IT, then the field is going to be vast. There's going to be so much to do, so many different avenues to go down, and I don't know where to start. I don't know what I don't know. So I'm looking up different colleges, and I find Grand Canyon University. I go there. I graduated in June of last year. During that time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that one of my classes was called ethical hacking. I was like, that's funny. And sure enough, long story short, one of my professors goes, "Hey, you know how you're really annoying?" I go, "Yeah."
Yeah, what?
I'm paraphrasing.
I was gonna say, wait, what?
I'm like, that's a tight relationship with a professor, or that is a semester you just want to get through.
You know how you drive me to retirement?
Yeah, right. No, he goes, "You know how you just keep digging? You just want to know. You keep going and you keep pushing and you keep finding more things to do. And you're like, can I bypass this to learn this, to go down this path or whatever it is that I want to do?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Don't even bother looking at any other career. You might need to be in help desk. You might need to be a SOC analyst, but you're going to be a penetration tester. Don't even bother anything else." I'm like, "Cool. What's a pen tester?" And he goes, "It's an ethical hacker." I'm like, "That's real? That's awesome." So, and that conversation happened spring or summer of 2019. Like, it was very recent. And so from there, I started looking it up, went on YouTube, found Hackersploit, TCM Academy, found Cybrary, I found Udemy, I found Discord, and I was fighting Twitter with every ounce of my being. Like, don't make me go down Twitter. Please don't make me get on Twitter. I don't want to do it. And then people are like, "Oh, that's the best place to find brand new vulns and brand new CVEs and like the most up-to-date everything." I'm like, I hate you all. I hate you all so much.
It's okay. We do, and we've been on there for a while too.
It's such a double-edged sword because it can be such a phenomenal asset. But yeah, then you're on it and you're like, this is.
But it's just like with a lot of things, like if we can be honest, like you have to take
Yeah.
the good with the bad. Like there's a lot of good things that come out of being on Twitter.
Yeah.
The networking, you know, finding out different vulnerabilities, different tools, you know, connecting with people the whole 9 yards. But then you have like the drama or the misinformation that you have to deal with, you know. That's also a hint / selfish plug of an older video that somebody here may or may not have done. Go check it out. Continue.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, but and then I really do like the fact that infosec Twitter deals with disasters with memes. It makes me happy.
That's just
honestly,
infosec in general.
Yeah.
Like whenever like the big like events happen, like Log4j, for example, like the research is flowing. Like you can learn so much so quickly. I think that's really whenever like the strengths of cybersecurity Twitter really shine.
I agree.
Yeah.
I will say something too, outside of Twitter, like the community within Discord. I'm in a few different communities in there, infosec, blue team, red team, purple team, things like that. I love how I'm gonna say 99% of the people, very helpful. How can I help you? What can I do? You know, oh, you're struggling here. This is the next step. Or here's how you find the next step. If you're still struggling, let me know. I'll guide you a little bit more detailed. I want you to try to do it first, though. I love that. I love that. And this guy, Grimmy, is bothersome.
I was waiting for like a compliment, and then you're just like, he's just annoys the heck out of me.
No, I love Grimmy. He knows a joke. He knows a joke. No, Grimmy's awesome. By the way, give it up. Give him a round of applause. He just got an internship, and I cannot be more happy for him.
Doing what though?
You know, just hacking the government. It's whatever.
Ooh.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's okay. We all want to do that eventually.
I know. No, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Am I allowed to say? Anyway, I'm just saying congratulations.
I want to put anybody on the spot on that. But either way.
I'll put
say we will say nonetheless, congrats, Grimmy, on your internship, because that is awesome. That is, you know, we always tell people, you know, if you can't actually get a job in infosec, that's like the next best thing, because you're going to get on the job experience while, you know, you're still learning stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the internships can be a great foot in the door for getting a full-time job too. So definitely can't sleep on them.
No. Grimmy, dude, I gotta say, Grimmy is way smarter than I am. Like, I'm kind of upset that he only got an internship and not like a managerial role at 14 years old or 15, however old he is. I don't even know. 20 something, 7, somewhere
14,
in there.
15.
at 15 to 45.
He's somewhere in there.
Wherever in that range.
No. But anyway, enough making fun of Grimmy.
So
he knows I love him.
You learned about penetration testing. You know, your professor kind of mentioned it. You know, from there, like, how did you kind of enumerate pathways to get? You know, you mentioned you found TCM, Hackersploit. You know, there's a lot of like free resources on like YouTube. That's a tremendous resource. Like Discord, you know, has a bunch of awesome communities. Twitter, which we talked about as well. You know, did you just kind of like work and network your way to getting to that point, or you know, what were some of the way stops along the way?
Yeah, so I just Googled ethical hacking. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know where to look, and that was the first thing. The Google machine is your best friend. You can find anything there, especially if you know how to Google. So, I did that, and I immediately found Hackersploit. I was like, sweet. So I listened to him. He's got great stuff on his channel, and I still listen to him. Excuse me. But he, you know, from there, like, suggested videos was TCM. I like this. And then from there, my sister, she was kind enough to buy me a membership for Cybrary. So I went on that and I did their whole pen test course, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was good. Let's just put it that way, right? Like it was.
Like you still got something out of it.
I did. I got a lot out of it. There has not been a course where I've learned, hey Tish, there's not been a course where I've learned more about Nmap than on Cybrary. And it does everywhere else is like, oh, this is like 1 or 2 Nmap things. There you go. Like, okay, great. Cybrary had a full like 6 hours on how to use Nmap. And it was great. From there, I started right around that time is when Heath came out with the PEH before he was on TCM Academy, before he made that. So I went through that. That was great. And then I'm never getting the CEH. And then from there, I applied. I keep saying that. I bought the PWK to go for my OSCP. Yeah. Right. Somewhere in there, I forget exactly when, TCM did his scholarship where you had to apply, and then there's like 2,000 people applied, and then he took the top 10 and he interviewed the top 10, and then he picked one from there. I made the top 10, which was awesome. And so he and we had an interview, and to this day, I've never been more nervous. Right. And I've got to meet Heath. I've got to talk to Heath after that. And I was like, why was I nervous? He's such a chill dude. But anyway, so right around there, I didn't win it, but I think I got something better, because during that time I had been doing virtual hacking labs. I had been part of a few different Discord communities, and I had met a gentleman. He's kind of no name. Most people don't know him. The mayor.
Oh yeah,
Joe Helly. You guys know that guy? Yeah. So
the mayor. Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, that guy. So
never heard
during
of him.
that time I had talked to him a little bit, saying, hey, you kind of pushed virtual hacking labs. I'm kind of doing it. I'm kind of stuck here. I'm kind of stuck there. And he was very kind, very, very kind to help me out a little bit. And then after I lost the scholarship, shall we say, because I don't know a better word for it, he said, hey, so Joe actually wants to mentor you. I'm like, sweet. And so for the past 1.5 years, Joe has been my mentor. And that was huge. I learned a tremendous amount I still learn things from him. Right. He is he's a good friend of mine as well. I will say we went from being a mentor-mentee relationship to being friends, and he's a good dude.
He's a machine.
He's a machine. He doesn't know how to stop. He was on until midnight last night. He goes, oops. Like, get out of here.
I've seen, like, because he, I think, posted not like super duper long ago. He had actually posted like all of his, like, I don't know if they were certifications or things that he's like accomplished and done, and it's just, it is mind-boggling because he's only done it like over the course of like a year. Yeah, I mean, like you sit back and you're just like, no normal person. And I mean this in literally the best way possible. No normal person accomplishes that much in a year.
Oh, I know.
Dude is fantastic.
No, he's very smart. He's very, very kind. He's also pretty humble. Like, I don't think you'll meet someone as humble as him. So I like to talk him up every now and then because he's earned it and he won't do it for himself. So, but anyway, so that being said, he kind of feels like he failed me a little bit because I failed the OSCP 3 times. By the way, fun fact, I still do not have my OSCP. So, yeah.
The thing though is every time you fail, you get closer to succeeding. That's
my last attempt. I got 55 points. That was the most I got. So,
well, I mean, and there's a really good saying, and I do try to, encourage people this, there was 2. I mean, everybody always says, failure are the stepping stones to success, but there's one that talks about Thomas Edison. And, somebody was talking to him about, how he created the light bulb, and he goes, I failed 1,000 times before finally coming up with something that is what we now see as the light bulb. And he goes, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I came up with 1,000 ways on how not to do a light bulb. And I love that. You like 1,000 different times. Like if you sit back and you think about like 1,000, that's a lot. Like
That's a lot.
and each iteration of that light bulb was different slightly from the last.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he still never gave up after all that and still ended up actually doing what he wanted to do, it's fantastic. And I think everybody should take that into account because there's so many people that will, you know, whether it's a job or it's a certification or, you know, I mean, any number of things, if you fail at it once, it kind of is a little defeating. Like you sit back and you're like, man, I don't know if I really want to go through that again because it kind of sucks. You know, it stings a little bit. But it's like, if you look at it as I learned something from this failure that I can now apply again, you know, like I'm sure, you know, like you said, you failed it 3 different times, but you learned something new each time you went to go take it.
Yes.
There was something that you sat back and you were like, okay, these are my weak points. These are things that I need to go back. I need to refresh on. I need to understand on a deeper level and then apply it the next time I take the test, you know, and you might have failed, but you still have a better understanding of the concepts that that exam covers than you did the previous time. And if we're talking about, you know, if we're being honest, the OSCP is a piece of paper. You know, there's plenty of people that are pen testers and they're fantastic pen testers, just as yourself, that don't have that piece of paper. It's the knowledge that counts. You know, the paper just gets you past, you know, it's a justification to yourself that you know the stuff and you were able to pass the test and it helps you get past the HR firewall. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the skills to do what this little piece says, then it's meaningless. So just wanted to say that.
And I appreciate that. And you're right. I on my last attempt, actually every attempt I learned something that I brought with me to my next attempt and I ended up doing better. And if I were to take it again, I have no doubt that I would pass. I just have no desire to do it anymore. So plus I think the fact that I have a CVE ID is kind of trumps the offset, the OSCP, so whatever.
How is the things that you've learned with the 3 attempts at the OSCP? How, and we'll definitely want to circle back to the CVE because that's interesting. But with the 3 attempts at the OSCP, you know, how has that really improved your ability to carry out? Because you are a full-time pen tester, you know, so which is kind of the point, you know.
Kind of the point, yeah.
So that's great. You know, how did the process and kind of the iterations through the OSCP help you with the full-time gig?
To be honest, I don't know how to answer that properly because the OSCP, they claim it's changed now. I haven't taken it, so I can't confirm, but I'm sure other people can. At the time, it was just 5 CTFs, 5 CTF machines within a 24-hour period, and then you have another 24-hour period to write the report. That's not real life, you know? You've got a week engagement, not a day and stay up for 24 hours to do it, you know? It definitely helped me out with some time management aspects. Like my first attempt, I didn't manage my time well at all. I was jumping from machine to machine, going, oh, I need this. Oh, that reminds me, I got to come back over here and do this. Oh, you know, whatever, right? So that was bad. That was my first attempt. Second attempt, I absolutely learned that I need to learn Python better. I'm not going to go into more detail than that for obvious reasons because it's part of the test, or maybe that machine's retired now. Doesn't matter. And then my third attempt, I learned that I actually can do this. I just need to learn web app a little bit better. And so those 3 things kind of came together and made me realize that, okay, I can do this. I took what I learned from my attempts at the OSCP, and I went and I passed the EJPT and the ECPPT my first try. So, thank you.
And then, have you taken the PNPT by chance?
Not yet. I need to brush up on some OSINT skills, but other than that, I want to.
I wanted to kind of I asked to kind of get your thought on comparing and contrasting as much as you're willing between the OSCP and then like the EJPT and, and I guess, because the PH kind of hits a lot of the stuff that's in the, at least I haven't taken the PNPT, but my impression is that it touches everything that's on the PNPT, kind of says that. But, what would you say are, I don't want to say, a comparison on what's more realistic, but I'm sure people are kind of curious on that question for sure.
Well, as far as realism, I can tell you the OSCP is not that at all. Maybe now with the implementation of actually having some AD environment in the test, but before, there's no realism whatsoever. Maybe some situations were real, like, oh, there was this specific application that has been tested in real life, but as far as the actual test itself, it's just a CTF, a 5-machine 24-hour CTF. There's no realism in that. The EJPT is more realistic than the OSCP, but it's far less recognized, almost to the point where it's like, oh, junior penetration tester, and they don't realize that the test's got some teeth. Big bad Mr. Mayor failed at his first try.
I will say, because for those of you that don't know, I'm an admin on the Republic of Hackers Discord, and currently we are trying to get some people to pass the EJPT. We actually have like a little study sessions, and I know we're trying to implement that a little bit more. It's in the beginning phases of it, but I'm one of those people that, even though I'm blue team during my 9 to 5, I want to take and pass the EJPT because I really do still enjoy hacking. I just don't do it as often as I would like. I wish that the way they had you studying for it wasn't death by slides. Because my God, I'm not even like out of the first like big section of stuff. Like I'm to the very first video, and I'm just like, if I have to look at another PowerPoint presentation, I'm gonna break my Lego set, and I've got 2. So man.
I will say this about that. I never appreciate, and that's all of the INE courses, e-learn courses. That's all of them. But here's the thing: you've got, I know, right? But you've got the death by PowerPoint, and that's somewhat necessary because then they cover everything they covered in the PowerPoints. They cover in videos, just slightly different as well. So you kind of get both aspects, and then you have the lab, which is dedicated to what you just learned. So let's take web app for example. Let's say you go, oh, we're learning about SQL injection. So here's some SQL injection PowerPoints. Now here's a video on it. Now here's a lab specifically for SQL injection with what we just taught you. Every now and then you might need to go out and Google something, but very rarely. Like they do a good job of covering it all. So their courses are pretty good. I hate the PowerPoints too, don't get me wrong, especially when you get into the ECPPT and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's no number down here, and you've been doing it for 7 hours. You're like, I'm gonna I hate this. I hate this so much.
I do think that everybody should at some point, learn and develop death by PowerPoint resiliency. It's just it is a skill. It is a muscle to kind of develop. Because we're all, this day and age, everyone's going to have those long PowerPoints.
So
videos all day long.
So circling back to the EJPT, this is common knowledge, so I'm not giving anything away. They have their environment, which is very realistic, and that's as much as I'm going to go into it. At the end of the test, the way you pass is it's got 20 questions. You answer 20 questions. Pass or fail. Simple as that. You need 15 to pass, I think. Maybe 16. I don't remember. That's fine. That's great. More realistic than that is the ECPPT. That they give, instead of 3 days, they give you 7 days. You have 7 days to do this test, and then you have 7 days to write the report. Within that, they give you a scope, they give you a network diagram. I don't know why I'm burping so much. I'm sorry. They give you, it feels like a real pen test. And having been doing this as a career now, I can say it's pretty dang close to being a real thing.
Mhm.
There's some things that are not realistic. Like I'm not saying this is or is not on the test, but I'm going to be so bold as to say you're not going to find a 0-day buffer overflow in real world.
No.
I think that's a safe thing to say. So besides that, which may or may not be on the test, it is very, very, very realistic, and everything inside of the material is on the test, and they do a very good job about that. So as far as realism goes, OSCP not realistic at all. EJPT somewhat realistic because it feels like it, just no report. ECPPT very realistic because obviously the 7 days and you have to submit the report. The report is the pass and fail. It's not the exam itself.
But
So
to your point,
I passed.
that
What?
is realism.
Bring
It's
it.
like, if you're doing, again, I'm not a pen tester. I'm going to full disclosure. For those of you that might not have known, I don't know if I'm a big hacker energy, low pen tester energy. Okay. I just from talking to people, it's like, that is a pen test though. Like you do your engagement with them. It's 10% hacking and 90% your report.
Mm-hmm.
You can hack all day, but that doesn't do jack squat for you, because at the end of the day, you have to write out this report.
Yep.
And you have to present it to your C-level execs and your blue team.
Yeah, because here's the thing. What are you giving them? You're hacking, or are you giving them the report?
Mm-hmm.
So simple as that. By the way, Republic of Hackers, what's that?
I've never heard of them. I have no idea what
Huh?
you're talking about.
By
Republic
the
of
way,
Hoosiers.
yeah. OH.
IO.
But
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, hey, let's leave the shameless plug for Republic of Hackers too. I mean, it is a great community, and to kind of even it out, there's a few other good cybersecurity Discord communities out there. I'm a little biased to Republic of Hackers, so
me too. It's fine.
Yeah, they're good.
They're
I like
good group of people. Except for
I
that
just
Knight guy. He's a real jerk sometimes. I hope he
I
watches this later and calls me out on it. I really, really do.
that'll be great. I just joined this one HIH, Hackers Improve Here, I think is what it's called. They seem legit. From what I've seen, they seem pretty cool. 2CM's great. Republic of Hackers is great. There's a lot out there that are really, really good. Some are a lot bigger than others, and I'll get into those big discords and I'll just feel intimidated and not speak, and I'll be a part of a lot of them, but you would be hard pressed to find someone who's an utter and complete jerk. You really would. So
yeah.
Well, and
Tish does the thing. Hi, Tish.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I can speak for, obviously Republic of Hackers because I'm one of the admins, but I think I speak for a lot of other Discords. I know I should really get a shirt that says it's okay. I am I'm an admin of Republic of Hackers and all they gave me was this lousy shirt.
Big Discord admin energy.
Yeah. Still low pen tester energy though. But no, I mean, I think I speak for a lot of, or for most of the community when I say we love helping people learn. I mean, again, we talk about this almost to, wanting to throw up the fact of there being so many different cybersecurity jobs out there that need to be filled, you know. And if you have some of the, you know, like you were saying, like if you jump into some of these bigger, you know, larger communities, you know, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. This is nothing to say about their community. I'm just using the size as an example. But say you jump into the Cyber Mentors, okay? He has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people in that Discord.
Yep.
There's a ton. So if you jump in there, you're this tiny little droplet in this huge bucket, you know? So trying to maybe jump in there and have somebody help you is very intimidating. You know, like I was intimidated trying to jump into his Discord. And again, I'm sure his Discord is fantastic. But what I wanted to do personally with Republic of Hackers was create a, you know, obviously we're a little bit bigger now. We have a little over 1,000 people in our server, but it's still a small enough community to where if you jump in there, you know, and you say, hey, I need help, you know, learning Python, or I really suck with buffer overflows, or, you know, any number of things that you're struggling with, even if it's blue team stuff, you know, if you sit back and you're like, man, I really want to learn some more Splunk, or, you know, anything, we help you. Like I guess that's one of the things I really like about our Discord is the fact that even the admins are not like these high and above almighty people that you can never talk to, you know. And I feel like some people, even on Twitter, can sometimes feel like that. And I'm not gonna throw any names out there, but I'm just saying, like, some people are so well known that trying to reach out to them and talk to them can be, one, intimidating, and two, very hard to do. And that's what I really like that we do, is that if you have a question, you know, I always tell people, please feel free to reach out to me. Please feel free to reach out to Caleb, you know. Please feel free to reach out to Raven, Zero, Lilo. I mean, anybody in staff or admin. Yeah, even, you know, yourself. Please do, because that's what we're there for. You know, like, I'm not just going to sit on my high chair, you know, and be like, nope, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to help you. I have people that are below me that do all my dirty work. No. That's not how we do things there. If I'm an admin, I'm going to help you as the best that I can. And anybody else on that server has the exact same energy.
So Mayor has a course, Movement, Pivoting, and Persistence, and it links to his Discord channel.
Fantastic course, by the way.
It's really good. Mayor's Discord channel has helped me out a lot. And then that's actually where I met Grimmy, and then who's kind of sketch. And then you know, there's a ton of guys and gals and people in that channel that are just unbelievably amazing. Like, my second favorite Canadian is there. I like things. I met Alec from there, who's also an admin over at TCM. You know, there's a ton of people who are kind of like hidden gems, if you will, right? And if you meet them and you can help them network, you'll be able to learn so much. And not only that, better than learning, you'll be able to help. The more you help, the better you get. The more you help, the more other people will think, oh, that's how this community works, you know, not subliminally. And then they'll go and help other people. And then we just kind of keep growing. And then we kind of keep helping. And there's just inviting energy about it. And it's fantastic. And if I'm in your Discord, I'm in a ton of them, so chances are I am. And if I'm not, invite me. You need help, ping me. That's what I'm here. You know, I'm here to help. Seriously. Whatever. So there you go. Whatever.
So I have a question for you.
No, I don't want to answer. I'm kidding. What's up?
So obviously, you know, you have promoted the mayor as much as you can, and I
try not to, honestly, because I feel like I'm sucking up. But at the same time, he's such a big influence on how I got to where I am. It just kind of happens. Continue. I apologize.
No, and he, again, I will never I've had a number of conversations with him because he's actually like in my area. Like he lives within 2 hours of
I'm
where I
so
am.
sorry.
Way to dox him.
It's, I don't tell people where I live.
Well,
I live
I
by.
tell people where you live.
Why? Now you're doxing me.
Yeah, but now in effect, so I'm doxing you, but because I doxed you, you've just doxed him by telling. Whatever, move on.
This is a you problem. But
I
like,
love you too, Grimmy.
I live in the same state Dave Kennedy does, technically. You know, like I'm just by all sorts of people. But
Well, dude, Dave Kennedy runs so much, he's hit every state and then comes back for work.
and again, you want to talk about a monster? Like I sit back and he's just like, "Oh, I lifted 895 pounds today in my left pinky finger," and I'm just
He
like,
squatted your state.
He
Dude.
squatted your state.
yeah, like, either way. So,
Yeah. Either way.
what is
Mhm.
one of your biggest influencers outside of the mayor? Because we already know the mayor's, again, a fantastic individual, but who is somebody else that has helped you go from where you were cleaning pools to now being a very, I would say, a successful pen tester?
How much time you got? So I've got
15 minutes.
all right. So we have honestly, Grimmy. Grimmy is one of them. He'll never admit it, but he's a big influence on me. I like things. He's taught me a lot. You two have been influences on me, not so much to where I am right now, but to how I want to help people, how you guys are helping people. That's something I want to do. You've got TCM, obviously, right? You've got Hackersploit. Uh, if I keep going, I'm just going to keep naming people and then I'm going to forget someone and I'm going to feel bad. But let's just say there's at least like 50 different people that have influenced me, that have helped me, if not more. Don Donzel, he's been a big influence on me. You've got Philip Wiley. He and I became acquaintances and we talk every now and then, and he's just such a solid, good dude, right?
Dude, I
And
love Philip Wiley.
here's a big one. Merrill Vernon.
Oh yes, I'm a huge fan.
Me too. Let me tell you something. Last year, February, I had just failed the OSCP for the third time. And I remember this because it was February and it's February now and it was right around my son's birthday.
Yeah.
She put out a video. I forget the contents of the video, but it was basically, just keep going type of thing. Like keep pushing, right? I had failed the OSCP a third time, and I thought I had not only failed the OSCP, but I thought I failed everyone who was trying to help me. Like I didn't even want to talk to Joe. I didn't want to communicate to any of my buddies who are, pen testers right now or bug bounty hunters or whomever. I just felt like I didn't belong, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to give up. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'll go try and do something on the blue team. Like I wasn't going to give up on cybersecurity because I was in school and that's just too much money thrown down the drain. Was not about to do that to my family. So I wanted to at least continue in this field, but do something else. And then that same day, Meryl put out that video and I was like, and I just had to reach out to her and she didn't know me from Adam at that point. And she was kind enough to accept my message. She didn't follow me. She didn't know who I was. And we talked a little bit and that's a big reason why I'm still a pen tester. And then her and I got to talking a little bit. We became friends a little bit. And like between acquaintances and friends, that stage, that's where her and I think are right now. And yeah, she was just awesome. And then she tapped you, Makeshift, she tapped you and I for helping people out. Like instead of going to her, asking you and I for career advice, because we both came from not not cybersecurity to here. She was a big influence.
Yeah, I've had a number of interactions with her and she's just such a sweetheart. And she's another one of those people that is just a machine. I mean, if you talk to her, and you see like where she came from and how she pushed herself to get to where she is now. It just, I mean, fantastic person.
Yeah. She went into more detail with me privately than what she has publicly, and you're right. Her story is incredible.
Mhm.
And it's not mine to share, so I'm not going to. I'm just saying it's an amazing one.
Well, and
So.
I will say right now, you know, and I know she doesn't really, I think she might be kind of in the transition to making some different content.
Mhm.
Go for anybody in the chat or anybody that watches this later, go look for Meryl Vernon on YouTube because she has some fantastic videos,
Mhm.
2 of which I've actually written blogs about, but I'm not plugging those because she covers them so much better in her videos. But they cover burnout and imposter syndrome. 2 fantastic topics.
Yep.
And yeah, just, I mean, her, you know, like I said, I hope that she puts out some more videos, you know, covering some other topics, but those 2 in general were really influential for me. And it really kind of, it's like one of those things, like when you watch those videos, it kind of hits you a little bit differently. And you just sit back and you kind of go, man, you know, like, yeah, like this is what I'm dealing with. And this is how I need to go about kind of managing it and handling it, you know, so that 1, I get out of this phase, and 2, I don't fall back into it.
Yep. Exactly.
And Caleb's channel too. But you already
I
knew
guess.
that. If you didn't know his channel and you're on it, there's a problem.
Nah. So, I mean, this has been awesome. I think we've really, you know, we've talked a lot about, you know, some of the awesome influences, you know, that have led to this point. You know, who are some folks that, you know, do you have any like shout outs for folks that you're seeing that are just crushing it right now? No pressure on, you know, naming anyone like in the chat or anyone specifically, or don't worry about missing anybody, you know, just top of your head on the spot, you know, who are some folks that are crushing it right now?
Tish. Hi, Tish. She's crushing it. I read a resume a little bit ago, I don't know, over the weekend, I think it was. I can't recall. It's been one big blur the last couple of weeks. She's got a great resume. Other people that are killing it, obviously, is Grimmy. Not to bring him up again, but he's here.
God, I'm already
Right.
tired of hearing about him.
No, it's funny. I've got a whatever. Let me bring up Twitter, and I'll tell you. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's a lot of people who are killing it right now, who are just starting out. Like, I helped someone yesterday. Doing something on Discord, and he's trying to break into the industry as well. And let me actually bring up his name real quick. I'm sorry. This is not.
No. While you're doing that, I'm going to shout out
Yeah.
some people too, because there's some people that are even in my Discord
Mhm.
that are killing it, and they have not had their breakthrough yet.
Mhm.
In fact, you know what? All 3 of us figure out, you know, roughly a handful of people, you know, anywhere between 1 and 5 of people that you realize that are killing it that need more recognition.
Chad B. How many of you
Chad-
know Chad B? He
Chad
is
B?
Chad B. He's got a channel called NoobSec on Discord.
Okay.
Chad Burrell, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Dude kills it. He's awesome. He needs more recognition. He gets a ton, and he's great. Highlight things. He has been killing it for a long time. He doesn't really get any sort of recognition outside of Discord, the channels that he's in. Y'all remember Begin Hunt? He came from India. He's now doing school here in the States. He is killing it. He is a master at cross-site request forgeries. He did so many bounties with that. That guy, he's still my hero. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I've reached out to him a couple of times. He's just too busy with school. But that guy is someone that I look up to. And I hope he hears this one day. I got 2 more. gentleman by the name of Mr. Husky Hacks. Do you guys know
Oh
him?
yeah.
He
He's a good dude.
he needs no introduction. He's amazing. Great. And then a buddy of mine, he has very little. I don't mean this in a negative way, obviously, but he has little recognition and he needs much more of it. His name is Hacksky. That's what he goes by. Haxguy. Hacksky. Great dude. He and I talked a lot more in the past than we do now. He's still someone I consider a friend. Very smart, much smarter than I, and not someone you would regret ever talking to. He's just awesome.
I have some new people I need to search. I need to follow. Are they on the Twitterverse?
Hacksky is. His Twitter handle is at Charles something. I'll message you because I can't recall off the top of my head.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, definitely send me a message with his stuff because
Yeah.
I like following new people.
Yeah. He comments on a lot of my stuff. I don't know if he wants me putting it out there, so I'll message you privately.
Caleb.
So
we're out here doxing a lot of people. No, I'm kidding.
Dox everybody.
I'm
gonna make a shirt.
Tish 1000%.
Dox the world.
Alexandria as well. We've had both of them on the channel. They're crushing it. John Whalen, I don't know if you guys have seen him on Twitter at least, but he's been working on this really cool MITRE based project, or sorry, NIST based project. My bad. As well as Grant Collins. Grant Collins is crushing it. He's actually got a YouTube channel. He just graduated. So, I really think that he's been doing, some great stuff. And then Zuber, I don't know if you guys have, he's been around for a bit, but yeah, these are all folks that have just been, they've been there pushing for a while. And, I'm really, really pulling for each of them. So.
Obviously, like we all know Tish is, just absolutely
Is this
killing
the Tish
it out
show?
there.
What's going on here?
I was gonna suggest a rename, but I didn't want to.
It was the Grimmy show.
That too, the Grimmy and Tish show, where neither of them talk, and then you guys just listen to us three goobers sit here and talk about cybersecurity concepts, making you guys all think we know exactly what we're talking about.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just kind of start talking.
Even know
people
what
don't question it.
cybersecurity is. I don't know how I got my job. I barely know how to turn on a computer. So, but no. So the people that I'm going to call out is there's a guy on our Discord. He's one of our staff members. Dude is super duper smart. And this poor guy has not had the chance to get into cybersecurity. And I have been trying to help him in every avenue that I can. Mm-hmm. But he goes by the name Colonel Panic. He is, this dude knows his hardware stuff. And he was actually the guy that brought Blenster onto our channel to do a hardware hacking / soldering class. Like,
nice.
Oh, yeah. And Blenster's a good buddy of mine, too. Like, I've messaged him a number of times in the past. Like, me and him text, I haven't texted him in a while. And Blenster, if you're watching this, I am so sorry, buddy. I have just personal stuff has gotten in the way. But Colonel Panic is one of those guys that it's like when you watch everything that guy does and how much effort he's putting into the schoolwork, passing certs, and trying to get a job, the guy is a monster. He just has all of he's just a go-getter. And he really inspires me. I don't know if I've told him that personally, but he seriously inspires me. Like, as I see what he does, and I'm just like, man, it makes me want to just be a better person, hacker, whatever. Mm-hmm. The other person is, and we all know him, and this is, again, selfless plug. You need to watch the last podcast that we did, is Raven. That dude, again, super duper smart guy, doesn't get nearly enough credit, and just a monster. I mean, he is one of the reasons why I am where I am. I mean, that dude is just, he pushes me, doesn't let me sit back, and get comfortable with things. Like, it just, just a really good person to kind of make you realize, like, hey, if this is your dream, go chase it.
Yeah.
And I will say, who else is on our channel that I've noticed doing a lot of stuff? What the heck is his name? I haven't seen him in here for a while. He was gone for a minute and then he came back. And I don't think he's said anything for a minute.
I don't want to steal one, but Leon VQZ as well.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If Leon's watching right now, that dude has been very active in our channel, and I appreciate the ever-living crap out of him, because it's people like him that keep our channel going. Like, he just throws stuff in. That Dorian, you nailed it. Heisenberg is a monster too. Like, I know that he's not really kind of searching for an infosec job right now. Another guy very much like Colonel Panic, where his just drive and thirst for bettering himself and learning stuff is super duper inspirational. And both those guys make me want to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked that question on just, finding folks that you guys have seen that are just crushing it right now, to kind of ask a follow-up on what's like a common thread or a common trait between them that might be helping them just crush it. Is it extreme focus? Is it, they're just what is it that, you guys are seeing that is kind of something that is helping them succeed?
So I'll take that if you don't mind. It's something that what I see in them is kind of what I have strived to do myself. And it's not so much, I'm going to preface it with this. People go, oh, what's your motivation? How do you stay motivated when you keep going on? How do you, oh, you've got burnout. How do you motivate yourself to push through? Motivation's only going to get you started. Motivation's going to burn out quick. What it is, it's dedication, it's your drive, it's your discipline. That's what's going to keep you going. These people are disciplined. No one's going to do it 100% of the time. That's not possible. You've got your burnout, right? And not to bring this noob up again, but Joe has said, "Hey, look, you're done for a week." Like, talking to me, he's like, you're burnt out. You're done for a week. Okay, stop. You don't get to touch a computer outside of Discord to talk to us every now and then. Don't even bother. And that was great. That's what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a strong enough why, if you are dedicated enough, if you have enough discipline, you'll get noticed. And that's what all of these people that I mentioned have in common, is they're all very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
They're monsters. They're amazing. So
I think to ping off of that is like that, discipline can lead to consistency. Consistency is that staying power. Everyone can push really, really hard in a sprint, and then not, just drop it, just not touch it again forever. But it's being able to kind of pick up the rock and walk it up the hill every single day,
Yep.
and then kind of keep doing that repetitiously and iterate through the process constantly. And I mean, to kind of tie this back, talking about, your OSCP, like failing once sucks. Failing twice sucks. I mean, failing a third time, that sucks.
Really sucks.
Iterating through that, and you're learning more every single time. And, you're still going, I mean, full time. Like, you have, you're doing it. Like, that is the staying power. And, I think that you're a perfect example of this, being practiced, so.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I do. And not only does it suck, but it also got expensive to keep failing. So that's just another.
Yeah, it's not, these, again, I know we've talked about this on a number of other podcasts too, the certifications, the college degree, like, you don't need them as long as you've got the knowledge. Like, it's just, the reason why some of us, like I'm a big I'm waiting for CompTIA to hire me, because I'm a big supporter of the SEC Plus, just because it's the only cybersecurity really certification that I have. And I still believe to this day it is the reason why I got my job, outside of literally being excruciatingly vulnerable on Twitter and putting myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, it just helps you get past that HR firewall. That is the biggest reason why, like, some of us sit back and say it's not necessary, but it's not going to hurt you. Just, if you have the funds and you can afford to do it, go for it, because it just looks really, really good on your resume.
Yep. If I may ping off that, I know we're at the hour mark, but you mentioned something and kind of, yes, screw it. Okay, cool, screw it. The CVE, it was stored cross-site scripting. Now onto this. No, I'm just kidding. I'll get to it. So the degree, the certificates, they help and they don't, right? Because depending on the job, you might have spent the money. Dude, this headset is like screwing with my glasses. It depends on the job. It either helps you or it's like doesn't even matter, right? So I don't know what pushed me over the edge to help me get to where I am today. I might end up talking to one of my buddies who actually was in one of my interviews to help to tell me. He said that at one point it was just because of my passion for it, which was awesome. But I want to know specifically about my resume. And he's listening right now, so he'll text me in a second.
Watch, it's Grimmy.
Yeah, right. It's because of Grimmy. Yeah, I was in my interview and Grimmy pushed me over the edge. No, if you're going to, he just texted me. if you're going to not have a certificate or not have a degree, you have to have a way to prove you know what you're doing. Whether that be a Twitch channel, whether that be a YouTube channel, whether that be GitHub, whether that be a blog where you're doing all your write-ups, you have to be able to prove you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
The certificates help. Everything else is above and beyond. On my resume, I have a section still for non-traditional experience. It's got my blog where I did my write-ups for Try Hack Me and Hack the Box. It's got my Twitch channel, which I haven't been active on in months because I just forgot about it for a long time. Not gonna lie, sorry. All of my 1 subscribers. I have how I built out a home lab for Active Directory to build up Active Directory and attack it, so that way I know how to do both. I have my CVE ID. I have my EJPT. I have my ECPPT, right? I have my degree as well. I put that all underneath non-traditional experience, as well as links to how I did it in video form. So that way they could see that I know what I'm doing. I'm not just lying on a resume. And Tish, I will tell you about the CVE. It was in a restaurant admin free and open source software. So actually, if Husky is listening, I don't know if he is or not. He found this program that he wanted me to help him attack, and he wanted me to help him learn about how some of these programs works, and hopefully earn us both a CVE. And we both are kind of bitter because we found a we found a remote code execution that MITRE denied, and I'm still bitter, but whatever. Anyway, so we searched for I think it was restaurant FOSS. You can do hotel management FOSS, whatever you want. You find a program that you want to do, free and open source software, and you download it and you start attacking it. On the back end, I found a stored cross-site scripting. I immediately reached out to the people who created the program, and I said, look, it's on GitHub, it's free, it's open source, cool, why not? I don't see a vulnerability disclosure program on your site anywhere. However, this is what I found. This is where I found it. This is how I found it. This is a legitimate legitimate vulnerability you guys need to take care of. Please, please, please contact me so I can help you do that. That was in August of last year. They've still not reached out to me. I also told them that I'm going to be immediately reaching out and submitting this for a CVE ID. About I think it was like a week and a half later, they issued me one. Immediately put that on my resume, and I had a few interviews. That was a talking point in every interview, and it was awesome. So
That's legit.
yeah.
That's legit.
And if you can, someone else mentioned it, and I'm reading them. It's not me saying it again. Where was it? Mayor has a blog. Dorian said, Mario's article about getting CVEs pushed me to get a couple. Pretty sure that's what got me my job. Dude's great. Dorian said that, not me. Dorian. Okay? Dorian. But he has an article, if you can find it. It's on Medium. It's great. And it literally is a step-by-step guide on how to do it. You got to do the work, but it's how you do it. So
that's legit. And you kind of mentioned building an Active Directory home lab.
Mhm.
You know, how did messing around in your own personal home lab help? Because that was actually like might have actually been the first video I made on the channel, was build a home lab, just because I feel like it's important. You know, how helpful was that towards getting those practice reps in and really kind of playing around in like an environment that you can control and really do whatever you want with?
It's very important, because not only are you learning how to, for me, I did it all within virtual machines, because free is the way to go, because at the time I was broke. I'm not as broke, but I'm still broke, type of thing, right? So I live in California. Everyone's broke here. You go and you're able to learn how to set up virtual machines. That in itself is an important skill to have, right? Not only that, knowing how to build your own Active Directory, you learn the nuts and bolts of it. You learn how to set it up, where everything goes. You learn how to defend it. And then from there, if you're on the red team side of it all, you not only know how to defend it, but you know how to get around those defenses. You know how to manipulate features to get what you want, not just how to manipulate an exploit that's there. Look, stuff that is there on purpose, you know how to manipulate to get what you want. It's super important. If you haven't done it, do it. And if you need a guide, Practical Ethical Hacker. He's got a guide on how to do it. That's what I did. I just followed that step by step. And then I wanted to see if I could do it myself. As simple as that. And then you can make it as big or as small as you want. Movement, pivoting, and persistence. That's a great course on how to do stuff too. There, not only that, but there's guides on YouTube. There's everywhere. There's so many free resources, man. You can absolutely learn how to do it, increase your skill, and have fun. And bonus, put it on your resume. Do you know how awesome it is when someone sees, I built out my own home lab, my own Active Directory environment. Oh, this guy's serious, or this gal's serious. Let's do it. Let's talk to him or her, right? It shows that you're not just doing it for a paycheck. It shows that you're passionate. It shows that you want it. I think that's the main thing. People don't want to hire you to give you a paycheck because that's all you want. People want to hire you because you like the work. You want to do this. You like cybersecurity. You like whatever. Fill in the blank, right? Like, I hate digital forensics. Don't ask me to do it. But someone might love it. You like digital forensics. Good for you. You're weird. But still, you know, it shows a passion. You can't fake passion. You can't.
Yeah, I agree 1000%. You know, to echo your sentiment, I put home lab on my resume too. They talk about it. It is like something like that. Like I love the way you frame non-traditional experience as like kind of like a way to organize all that into like a section on the resume. You know, that can be powerful. That really can be very, very powerful. So
Absolutely.
you know, the kind of tie it all together because it's Monday night, and I know some folks are getting violent in the chat. I'm just kidding.
Brittany.
What's some advice that you have for folks? Maybe they just got beat up by the OSCP2 and they're looking for some encouragement. Maybe they're interested in getting into pen testing. Maybe they're cleaning pools and they need some help with chlorine. What's some advice you have for everybody out there?
If you got beat up by the OSCP or any test really, my advice to you is take a couple days. You've earned it. Take a couple days, regroup, come back. Don't give up. This is a wonderful field filled with wonderful people. If you've gone this far, it's because you see the potential behind it, and it's real and it's awesome. Don't give up. Join a community, make some friends, help people, get help. If you are looking to get into pen testing, join a community, make friends, help people, get help. If you're looking to become a pool man, what's wrong with you? Stop, quit, just run away now, sell your truck, don't do it, it's awful. Honestly, my biggest piece of advice comes down to this: join a community, because they're going to steer you in the way that you need to go. And they're not going to say do this step by step, because every single person, you might hear my daughter in the background banging, sorry. She's 5 and she's hitting stuff against other stuff right now. So it's loud on my end. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Yeah, exactly. So what I love about it is when I first got started, I was going down the CEH path. There's my daughter. I was going down the CEH path. Hi, my love. Here, I'll be down in a minute, okay? I'll be down in a minute. Yes, I love you too. So, dude. So, fine, you want to hang out? Okay. I was going down the CEH path, and the community that I was in at the time said, stop it. Are you going to work for the government? Are you trying to find a job in India? Otherwise, don't go down this path. She is precious, my little girl. Okay. I'll be right there, okay? And then they were kind of guiding me in the right direction. Do this, do that, do that, because of the path that I wanted to go down. And no one had a set step A, step B, step C situation because there is not a set path for every single person. Okay. It just doesn't happen. Where are you? Dude, stop. So I'm trying, man. I am. But so basically my advice genuinely is join a community. Join a community filled with people who are doing it and who are trying to do it. Because you can form a study group and get things going that way. You can say, hey, this is what I'm doing. It worked. It didn't work. You can, I'm trying to do the EJPT. Let's do a study group, things like that. And dude, and it's great. So, hey, I love you too. So she's a show stealer. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's totally fine, man. We accept everybody.
I know. But my advice is join a community. Don't second guess yourself, just do it. And then here's what I still struggle with. Force yourself to contribute. The only Discord channel that I'm comfortable in is the mayor's Discord channel. That's it. That's the only one I'm comfortable in. I have to go out of my comfort zone to contribute anywhere else. If you see me say something in any channel, I am very uncomfortable and I'm very nervous. Simple as that. Like, I'm being honest with you guys. Like I might try to say something somewhere later tonight, but force yourself to communicate, force yourself to contribute. You'll make friends, you'll help, you'll get help. it's just there's nothing better. So
I love it. I love it. That's excellent advice. Make you look ready to say something. What you got?
I'm like, I just don't want the echo. I don't know where it's coming from, but it bugs me that I don't hear it and that you guys do.
yeah,
Is it still bad, by the way?
No, you're good.
Okay.
it's only when I talk.
Oh well, just shut the hell up then. No, on a serious note, because I do want to echo that. I've done a video and I've done a talk on the networking side of things, and I know that people that are, more introverted, that don't necessarily, have
Sorry.
the, they don't have the ability or I guess the self-esteem, or I don't know. They have a hard time reaching out and talking to people. And I just want to say, like, if you have that problem, let me know. Like, seriously, come and talk to me. I'm not going to put you down. I'm going to try to give you some tools and some tactics to kind of help you get yourself out there. Because again, that is one of the reasons why I was able to get my job. I put myself out there. Anytime I completed a room on Try Hack Me, if I did a Hack the Box, you name it, I shared it because that put myself out there. I was constantly posting things on Twitter, hold of people, the whole 9 yards. I was talking to people. I built my connection. I built the following. I did all this stuff. It's, it is definitely something that, if you're, like you were saying, or like he was saying, you just kind of have to put yourself out there, because when you do, it shows the passion, it shows the drive, it shows that, that you really do want this. And, it helps. Like, I wouldn't be somebody that would push that as much as I do if I'm not like a perfect example of the success that comes from it.
Mhm. Yeah, I will say networking is why I got my job too. I have a buddy of mine, and again, this is someone I don't know if he's okay with me saying his name or not, but he put me in touch with the manager that I now work for. And I don't know if that bypassed the HR filter or not, but it helped, right? And he and I started talking a little bit, and I got my interviews, and it was great. And now here I am. So the world's okayest pen tester.
That's a shirt. That's a shirt. I love it.
I think TCM has something like that.
I said it and then I remembered seeing a picture, and it's pretty good.
Mhm.
There's another plug.
Let's just plug all the things.
Yeah,
The
right.
Hacker Maker every Friday.
Yes. I remember seeing it somewhere. I can't remember whose it was, but that's really how my memory goes. It's like I remember events, not so much the people associated with the event. Can be a problem. But
I remember faces and not names. That's my problem.
yes.
Hey, you.
Hey, friend.
You with
I
the
remember.
hair.
I
Yeah.
remember that your sister's having problems with her boyfriend. Your favorite color is blue. You love double doubles without the onions. Don't know your name.
How'd you know that was me? Anyway, so well, I really appreciate you coming on. This has just been, absolutely fantastic. Just some fantastic advice that you shared as well, and I really hope that this has been helpful for everybody in the chat. So would love to have you on again at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Reconvene, kind of see how things are going. You got you've done some excellent stuff so far. You are crushing it, but the trajectory continues upward. There's more crushing it left to be crushed.
Yes.
Is that how? Okay. Yes. Great.
Mhm.
So
I'm
it's
not done.
yeah, it's exciting.
I'm
It's
not
so
done.
exciting.
So I will say this too. Where I'm at right now, I love my job. I love the people. I have no plans on leaving ever. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to retire where I'm at right now. My desires are now on helping as many people as possible. Like, I want to get my name out there for the sole purpose of helping people, right? And there's going to come a point where it's going to come overwhelming and I'm going to shut down. I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. But until then, I want to help people. I want to help people get a job. I want to help people learn. That's my next big step. That's what I consider a huge leap forward. And that's hopefully what you'll be seeing soon more of.
This should have been the thumbnail. Anyway,
Next time.
I love it.
What you did there.
Well, thank you for jumping on. Thank you everybody in the chat for watching. This has just been great, and we got another excellent show coming in next week. If anybody asks about replay, let them know. This will come on Monday morning, this next Monday morning. So with that, we will see you all next time. See ya.